Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. How are you, students? Welcome to 23rd lecture of Mathematics of Class 8th. Today is our lecture about remainder theorem and factor theorem of exercise 5.3. There are 9 questions in this exercise and question 1 has 5 parts. And as you know that all the questions and all the parts are included in your scheme because now you are in ninth junior. First, we learn the remainder theorem, the definition of remainder theorem. The remainder theorem definition states that when a polynomial f of x is divided by the factor x minus a, when the factor is not necessarily an element of the polynomial, it means that we will put the value of a which is given to us. It is not necessary that x minus a make the remainder 0. It means that x minus a is not the factor of the given polynomial. Then you will find the smaller polynomial along with the remainder. It means that when we are putting the value which is given in the question, which is mentioned in the question, when we put the value of that variable x or y or any variable which is given in the question, when we put in the polynomial, we get at the end any numerical value. This is called the smaller polynomial along with the remainder. It means that that number will be called the remainder of the polynomial. It means that in the remainder theorem, the factor which is given to us is not necessary that it makes the remainder 0. We have some remainder over there that you done in the previous classes. When you divide the numbers, then sometime the remainder become 4, 2 and 3 in the division. Same here, but we symbolically we are not doing exactly division, but symbolically we put the value of that variable in the question instead of that variable, and at the end we got a numerical value, the same that you have done in the previous, like 2, 3, 4, 5 grade, when you do the divide question and the remainder is left over there. Question 1 is use the remainder theorem to find the remainder when in beside with every question factor is given, and we find that polynomial when we put the value of x, we got the remainder of that one. I did second part for you, 4x cube minus 4x plus 3, and it is divided by 2x minus 1. First, you find the value of the linear factor which is given to you. You will calculate the value of x from that one. 2x minus 1 is given. We suppose that 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, and from here we get x is equal to 1 by 2. Now, in the given polynomial, you replace each x with 1 by 2. 4x cube minus 4x plus 3, put 1 by 2 in every x. 4 1 by 2 whole cube minus 4 1 by 2 plus 3. After the simplification of these, 1 by 2 mean 1 by 8. 1 by 2 whole cube is 1 over 8, minus 4 1 by 2 is 2, and plus 3 will be same. When we calculate them, you can do the calculation with calculator or by your own. You find that the remainder is 3 by 2. This is called the remainder theorem. 2x minus 1 is given. We divide 4x cube minus 4x plus 3 with 2x minus 1, and we see that the remainder at the end we got the number 3 by 2. If you want to check your answer, you can do directly division of 4x cube minus 4x plus 3 with 2x minus 1, and you see that after finding the quotient you also have the remainder over there. So this is the smallest way to calculate to find the remainder of the polynomial. The second polynomial, the second part is 2x minus 1 whole cube plus 6 into 3 plus 4x whole square minus 10, and the factor is given 2x plus 1. Again you put 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, and from here you calculate the value of x, which is minus 1 by 2. P of x, polynomial of x. P of x means polynomial. Now P of x is equal to 2x minus 1 whole cube plus 6 3 plus 4x whole square minus 10. So instead of 2, everywhere you put the value of x, which is minus 1 by 2. 2 into minus 1 by 2 minus 1 whole cube plus 6 within the bracket 3 plus 4 minus 1 by 2 whole square minus 10. After calculating them, we get the value of polynomial, which is minus 12. It means that the remainder of this polynomial becomes minus 12. You can calculate the values directly with the calculator, but you do all the step in it because the question will be of 3 marks, so you need all the step over there. Yes, now question number 2. If x plus 2 is a factor of 3x square minus 4kx minus 4k square, then find the values of k. Question 1 is regarding remainder theorem and all the parts we only find the remainder over there. But from question 2 till question 9 we have another theorem which is called the factor theorem. Factor theorem means the linear factor which is given to you in the question. When we put the value of x on that, we always get the remainder 0. If the remainder is 0, it means that fact the linear polynomial is a factor of the given polynomial. Yes, now come to the definition of factor theorem. The factor theorem stated as x minus a. X minus a, the linear factor which is given to you in the question, is a factor of p of x if and only if x is equal to a, is a solution of the equation p of x is equal to 0. Solution of the equation means when you replace x with a, then your answer will become 0. Remainder must come 0. It means that x is equal to a is the solution of the given polynomial. The factor theorem helps us to find factors of polynomial because it determines whether a given linear polynomial is a factor of p of x. Now all we need is to check whether p of a is equal to 0. So there is a main difference between the remainder theorem and the factor theorem. In factor theorem, always the remainder should be equal to 0, and in the remainder theorem, we find a remainder other than 0. Yes, question number 2, and we use a factor theorem on those questions where the unknown values are given. Find the value of k or l or any other variable. Then we use there the factor theorem because the remainder will be equal to 0. When we make the equation 0, then it will be easy to us to find the values of unknown variable. Question number 2, part 1 is if x plus 2 is a factor of the given polynomial, which is 3x square minus 4k x minus 4k square, then find the values of k. Values mean from the question it means that there must be two values of k because quadratic polynomial is given. Quadratic mean in which the highest degree of the polynomial is 2. Px is equal to 3x square minus 4kx minus 4k square, and the factor is given x plus 2. So here we calculate the value of x, which will be minus 2. Now you replace every x with minus 2 in the polynomial. When we put the value of x, you see 12 plus 8k minus 4k square. 12 plus 8k minus 4k square. Minus 4 is common. K square minus 2k minus 3 will be left over there. When you take minus 4 common, k square minus 2k minus 3 will be left there. But in the question they mentioned that x plus 2 is a factor of the given polynomial. It means that remainder should be equal to 0. According to the definition of the factor theorem, the remainder should be equal to 0. So instead of r, we put there 0. Now the equation becomes 0 is equal to minus 4 into k square minus 2k minus 3. K square minus 2k minus 3 will be left to you. Here we did the midterm break. Do you remember PQ method? We make the factor of 3 and we split the middle term. The k term in the form of two terms. The first and the last term is unchanged. K square and minus 3 is unchanged. Only we split minus 2k in 3k plus k. Make the partners k square minus 3k plus k minus 1. In the first bracket, k is common, and the second bracket there is no element common, so we take 1 as a common factor, and we have two brackets with k minus 3 and k plus 1. Here you will calculate the value of k. K minus 3 is equal to 0, and also k plus 1 is equal to 0. K is equal to 3 and k is equal to minus 1. As in the question, values of k. So we have two values of k. The second part of this question is same. Only you put the value of x, instead of x you put there 1, and the same way you find the quadratic equation and you get the value of k. Now question number 3, without actual long division determine whether these are the factors of the given polynomials. Two parts are given, and I did part number 2 for you because three factors are given over there. One by one, we put the factor in the given polynomial and we check whether our answer becomes 0 or not. If we got 0, it means that that linear polynomial is a factor of the given polynomial. If our number is other than 0, it means that that linear polynomial is not the factor of the given polynomial. This exercise is too much easy exercise. Qx is equal to x cube plus 2x square minus 5x minus 6. Now the first linear number is x minus 2. X is equal to 2. So replace x with every x with 2. 8 plus 8, after the simplification you see that the remainder is 0. So x minus 2 is a factor of the given polynomial. Now is the turn of the second one, x minus 4, you replace each x with 4 and you see that the remainder is 82. Remainder is other than 0, it means that x minus 4 is not a factor of the given polynomial. Now is the turn of the last factor, which is x plus 3. Instead of x you write minus 3. When we put minus 3 in the polynomial, we get 0. Remainder becomes 0. It means that x plus 3 is a factor of the given polynomial. This is according to the definition of the factor theorem. Question number 5. 5 and 4, they both are same. Almost from 4 to 9, all the questions are same. Factor is given and two polynomials are given, and in some questions they mention the remainder and the linear factor. We put the values over there and we got two equations. After solving them simultaneously, we find the unknown variable. Question number 5 is determine the value of k if p of x kx cube plus 4x square plus 3x minus 4 and q of x is equal to x cube minus 4x plus k leaves the same remainder. Concentrate on the statement of the question. Leaves the same remainder when divided by x minus 3. It means that when we replace each x with 3 in px and qx, both the remainder of the px and qx become equal because the same remainder. It means that if R1 is a remainder of Px and R2 is a remainder of Qx, then both the remainders R1 and R2 will be equal. Come to the solution. P of x is equal to kx cube plus 4x square plus 3x minus 4. X minus 3 is given. It means that the value of x will be 3. We put the value of x in first polynomial, which is px, and you see that the remainder become 27k plus 41. This is R1. When you put the value of 3 in the equation, after simplifying, you see that R1 is 27k plus 41. Now is the turn of the second polynomial, which is qx, x cube minus 4x plus k. Again, you put the value of x as 3, and simplifying we see that r2 is equal to 15 plus k. Now we have two remainders, r1 and r2, and according to the demand of the question, r1 and r2 they both are equal. So we write R1 is equal to R2. The value of R1 is 27K plus 41, and the value of R2 is 15 plus K. Combine K with K, and on the other side constant terms, 27K minus K is equal to 15 minus 41. 27k minus k is 26k, 15 minus 41 is minus 26. There is no k with minus 26. When we find the value of k, which is minus 1, by mistake I write here minus 26 and k. There is no k with minus 26, because when you subtract 15 minus 41, minus 26 will be there, and after simplifying the value of k is minus 1. For check that your answer is correct or not, in the remainder r1 and r2 both you put the value of minus 1, and you see the sides are equal. Both the sides become equal. Question number 8. The expression Lx cube plus mx square minus 4 leaves remainder of minus 3 and 12. Now two remainders at a time are given, minus 3 and 12. It is understood that when we put x, we replace x with 1, the remainder will be minus 3. And in the same polynomial, when we replace x with minus 2, the remainder will become 12. We have two equations and we simplify them simultaneously, and we will get the value of L and M. We will get the value of L and M. Um, Let's see the solution. R1 is minus 3 and R2 is 12. The first linear factor is given, x minus 1. Replace each x with 1. L 1 cube plus M 1 square minus 1. I write here L capital because you can differentiate easily between 1 and L. When we write small l over here, 1 and L, they both looks like same. So that's why I write here capital L. But when you are solving on your copy, you must use a small l in your solution. L 1 cube plus m into 1 square minus 4. 1 cube is 1 and 1 square also is 1. So L plus m minus 4. But in the question, R1 is minus 3. First remainder is minus 3. So we put minus 3 is equal to L plus m minus 4. Shift minus 4 to the other side. Minus 3 plus 4 is equal to 1. 1 is equal to L plus m. From this equation, we can find the value of m. I mean, we shift L to the other side. Now m becomes, m is equal to 1 minus L. M is equal to 1 minus L. Now the turn of the second factor comes. The polynomial is same because only one polynomial is given in the question. Lx cube plus m square minus 4. Replace each x with minus 2. L minus 2 whole cube plus m into minus 2 square minus 4. The cube of minus 2 is minus 8. Minus 8L plus 4m minus 4. Here again, second remainder is given 12. 12 is equal to minus 8L plus 4m minus 4. We shift minus 4 to the other side. It becomes 16 is equal to minus 8L plus 4m. minus 8L plus 4M. 4 is common over there. We take 4 common and we divide 16 with 4. Now the complete equation is 4 is equal to minus 2L plus M. We have already find the value of m from equation 1, which is m is equal to 1 minus L. Now we put the value of m in this equation. The equation will become 4 is equal to minus 2L. Now instead of m, we write plus 1 minus L. Minus 2L and minus L become minus 3. Shift 1 to the other side. 4 minus 1. 3 is equal to minus 3L and the value of L become minus 1. You can put the value of L in any equation. Either M is equal to 1 minus L or 4 is equal to minus 2L plus M. It's up to you. The answer will be same. We replace 4 is equal to minus 2L plus M. Here we replace L with minus 1 and the value of M is equal to 2. The same way you can solve question number 9, question number 6, 7 and the question which is your homework. For your convenience, I done the whole exercise for you. You can do the question by yourself and check your answers, tally your steps, tally your method, the question which I already done for you on my paper. And I also um, gave you the images of my work. Okay, you complete your exercise and then you will tally your question with it. Again, I am telling you that you cannot understand maths at once. For maths, you need practice more than 3 to 4 times. And for in online learning, you have more than 7 to 8 times. You do one question at least 7 to 8 times, then you can understand the method, the formulas. Okay, Allah Hafiz.